Hi, everybody. It's Pastor Rob from Rose Park Baptist Church with your midday Bible break. Today, we're going to be in the book of Acts in chapter 14 and verse 20 with a very important Bible truth about faithfulness and consistency. You see, the Apostle Paul was on one of his missionary journeys, and they came to a particular city. God did some wonderful things there. But then they had some resistance, some opposition. In fact, a group of people came from another town that didn't like Paul, persuaded the whole town. They drug him out of town, and they stoned him with stones until they thought he was dead. When we get to Acts chapter 14 and verse 20, the Bible says this, picking up this situation. It says, "Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him," listen to this, "he rose up and came into the city, and the next day he departed with Barnabas to Derbe." You see, the Apostle Paul did more than just physically rise up. Spiritually, he rose up too. Now, if there was ever a time or an occasion where the Apostle Paul could have just said, "Hey, you know what? Enough of this. I didn't sign up. I understand this was going to be difficult and a pioneering missionary is going to face opposition or rejection, but, I really didn't sign up to be stoned to death and drug out of town and left for dead." He could have just said, I'm good. I've been faithful. The Lord understands. And obviously this isn't going well. And maybe the Lord's just not in this. And I don't feel led to continue on. But he didn't. The Apostle Paul, the Bible says, he rose up. He rose up. In fact, he did something very brave. He went back into that same town to them same people who stoned him just a few hours earlier. And then he picked up the very next day and he went forward. My friends, very important Bible principle for faithfulness. Now, you and I all know people that used to go to church and used to serve God and used to be involved in the ministry. They used to be a strong Christian woman or a strong Christian man or a strong Christian family, and they're not that way anymore. My friends, I want my Lord to find me faithful. I want to hear at the end of my life, and I stand before the Lord, I want to hear, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant." One of the great truths of how that happens is when we get knocked down, when we get pushed back, we just make the decision, I'm going to rise up. I understand hardship's going to come. Things are going to come into my life. Things are going to come into my ministry. Things are going to come into my family that I didn't expect. I don't want, I don't like, and I didn't sign up for. But like the Apostle Paul, we need to make that decision. I'm going to rise up. No matter how many times I get pushed down, I'm going to rise up. No matter how many setbacks happen, I'm going to rise up and I'm going to just keep going forward. My friends, if there's any one thing that I can encourage you today in this crazy day, this very different day, is you're going to have to make the decision, I'm going to rise up again. I'm going to get up, dust myself off, ask God's help, get God's strength, and just keep going forward, doing exactly what God has called me to do. Mothers, fathers, pastors, Sunday school teachers, just faithful Christians. We need to rise up. I hope this has been a blessing and a help and encouragement today. God bless you. Until we meet again, let's keep looking unto Jesus.